right, welcome to a very good afternoon now on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Last broadcast for Nume. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. There be 4 videos here, bro, and the fourth one for the day. First one here, bro, and Papa, then 2 of them in midday and Maria bro Barca. Usually I'm in media breaking news and the stuff on our costo. In the last few hours, then they brought around Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Say, once subscribing to the channel now, subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, turn in the one, choose all. So that anytime you have content ever drop, we'll have you know. We are first to have it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I am best in terms of football analysis, on the field, off the field, everything that you want in terms of analysis. No, I have Fiifi-Manfred. Any of the man that BBI come on party here na come on there. I think your 5 codes and available games no cry and start say as it stands now still unyan chabet and go into the description of the video, go and pick up the codes, and then go and try your luck on them. Your 5 separate of them. First one I started 5 p.m. or so, 5:30 p.m. or so. There are a lot of games later in the night. To go and pick them up and go to me because I need definitely boys to be movie. No one is crack and they are show bottom and they are caught the weekend na airborne. Indeed, come on. We'll start from a familiar turf at Chelsea. Many Enzo Maresca. Good news about Fiona. And then Math Law discussing what breaking some news be say Oko inside of Cobham and Stamford Bridge any Chelsea one now. They have made it clear say Papa your friend Enzo Maresca say season ended impo na say Chelsea ain't in your Champions League. They won't let him go. Oma can I can say Omo say Chelsea so might in your Champions League and just going to be disappointing to them, but Omo has a crisis mode. I must say, at the very least, some of my Enzo Maresca 2 full seasons. Now, I'll find a Juma, then they can properly assess him to see whether some of them a long-term contract for extension or not. Again, I was say for Enzo Maresca as a coach, the way Onuhu football players, scouts, and signing money is similar to what what Chelsea sporting directors to me those who will win Stanley. Any Abantia, your friend of Vival, any Abantia, sorry. That's how they see football. They see football in a similar prism, similar pattern for the 2 managers. Matt Law and I reported, and all this and common major breaking news and and they say clubs have inquired for Nicholas Jackson, and it is ruled out that they could. It's not ruled out that they could bring in a satisfaction offer. My Abantia, your friend, Matteo Moreto. And a conversation on Nicholas Jackson and possibly whether he will leave Chelsea and also for Chelsea. But let's start with the Enzo Maresca conversation. In this and come on and see. I've said it very clear and several times here. This season, I don't think say the Enzo Maresca say Chelsea ain't your Champions League bar. He has to go. But see, the truth of the matter is that Chelsea in your Champions League. I think that Yenimsa last season, and thereby a stop Chelsea from getting Victor Osimhen was the fact saying the wages was going to be a little bit higher. And so more in the Champions League, obviously that's going to be too much money for you to pay. But the Chelsea to be a Champions League footballer, what it means is that there's going to be extra revenue. And marine fee, Chelsea are going to play in the Club World Cup. In the Chelsea or Club World Cup plus the Champions League. Born. The Chelsea are successful in the Club World Cup and the Champions League. Revenue will put them in a very poor position to sign any striker with whatever amount of money in terms of wages and then manage the other players there over. It's a super important. Say Chelsea ever qualify for Champions League and a blown wide open. Chelsea following him say Newcastle against Arsenal. Almost Chelsea against your friend of Manchester United. Nottingham Forest against I think West Ham United or so. Everything can happen, especially with the former Nottingham Forest for Aston Villa will play against team and friend Nottingham Hotspur. Now Chelsea want to say regardless of that, so my team qualifying for Champions League there is no way they will sack coach and friend Enzo Maresca. I think Maresca is a good manager. I kind of understand how people feel. And so yeah, Chelsea that's all your proper retrospective analysis of before they ever start the season now. May you sure say you believe that Chelsea were going to finish in top 4 or even top 5 and qualify for the Champions League? I don't think so. A lot of you time or more appointing Enzo Maresca said, oh, or your rookie manager or Nyade, you don't think so he will be good. But Enzo Maresca has been okay when you have some of the issues to say in and around December. The squad management wasn't the best. I think that he failed Chelsea at that point in time. Because at that point in time, in and around December, and Enzo Maresca consistent career and top 4 would have been wrapped up long ago. But of course, Enzo Maresca could not get that job done. And until Chelsea are put that in a position where they need to force and make sure that things will go on well for them back. Our brand here friend Matt Law said Chelsea for said they'll give him some more time. And I think that that's the right way to go. I've seen the numbers of Cole Palmer. Some improvement has come into this game. The numbers of Noni Madueke, improvements about Nejumana Oyenim as a player. You watch the likes of our brand here, your friend Moises Caicedo this season, one of the most consistent players for Chelsea. Last season at some point in time, Marco Correa, but this season, all throughout the season, Marco Correa has been very, very consistent. Enzo Fernandez, Emma goals and assists or attack far post, attack box them out, and all down to coach our friend Enzo Maresca and the quality that he has brought to play our Chelsea Football Club. On Friday night, there is a big game for Champions League football, and Chelsea versus Manchester United. And Enzo Maresca had dropped points already against team friend Manchester United when Ruud van Nistelrooy was their manager. 2-2 away from home, and Chelsea got ball side drawn. Now Chelsea are playing against a Man United team, and Chelsea wants it more than Manchester United for now. Chelsea struggles sometimes to play against low blocks. Any team about with a back 5 across their defense line. Again, Nyayet and Mr. Brent here in front of Delight, and Yadi will be too kind to face Chelsea. Manchester United follow some injury worries, Kakra, and they are trying to rest Brent here friend Delight. I think saying the game against Manchester United, Enzo Maresca should go in with Cole Palmer as a false number 9. Our children, I think the Cole Palmer false number 9 will be a very, very good option for Enzo Maresca. With him control ball or a lot of a free roll. Now our ball Rhys James and Casa as part of the back foul or maybe Malo Gusto. Then have Caicedo, Lavia in the middle of the pack and totally boss the game. If you want to win second balls, be aggressive, transit forward, 10 overs, like everything, ball retention, controlling of the tempo of the game from Romeo Lavia. I can't several times Caicedo was the physicality to win duels, but only the ball retention and then the tempo controlling ability of Romeo Lavia. Romeo Lavia was at the tempo controlling ability and the ball retention, but only the physicality to win duels. And say Enzo Maresca hates me more Rhys James, maybe for the very first time in a while, say keep you with the uncle up and down the touchline, or maybe Malo Gusto else outside on that person now becomes the right winger. Then Chelsea can play Pedro Neto centrally, play Cole Palmer rather in the house place. Once that is done, then you force Abante Fenoni Mabeke to play off the left. Then the outlet will shift say Rhys James. It means that Rhys James can be the outlet from the right hand side. Chelsea needs to belong into the path of Rhys James for him to hold that play, bring other players into play, that they can proceed and transit the ball. And maybe that is how Chelsea follow me to your head, to my friend Manchester United. Else it's not going to be easy. And then yeah, so they say Abante friend Rhys James back in training, and then Chelsea for training now Abante friend Rhys James back now Honor Jacobs Benwell. I see Chelsea are not considering Enzo Maresca's future, even if they miss out on UCL. There is no formal review or his position scheduled this summer. Chelsea's plan has always been to judge Maresca in years, with summer 2026 the first planned review. This was decided when Maresca joined. Maresca, the owners and the sporting directors are always in dialogue about the season and will discuss it during the summer as well. Chelsea also view the Club World Cup as a continuation of this campaign. A strong run in a inaugural tournament is a key goal, and there is up to 125 on an offer for the winner. Mauricio Pochettino did a pre-planned first season review specifically relating to position, but this was down to the 2-year contract reaching the halfway stage and at the end of the season. In contrast, Maresca is on a 5-year deal with a club option for a further 12 months. Chelsea are also believe injuries have played a big part of the drop since the festive period, and still believe key metrics such as XG and big chances created are in Chelsea's favor. That is exactly what Papa, the friend Enzo Maresca, I had an issue of him in Chelsea are going to do any form of evaluation or not, but it looks as if said nothing is going to happen in terms of evaluation. They will keep him there. They will hope that he's very successful and they are going to get a job done in terms of Enzo Maresca and the players from Pessoa in a game against Tima. Your friend Manchester United and the subsequent matches, very, very, very important matches over there for themselves. The biggest coming here, I will say hi, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So I want to subscribe to the channel, and I'm sure subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, turn and not choose all. So that anytime their content ever drop video, oh, we are first to have it over here. Georgi Petrovic attracted a lot of offers from elsewhere. People who are coming, our parent friend Georgi Petrovic come and play football for them. Very, very important. Say Chelsea for them, assess it, our options with the players more, and they will see they can bring them in over there for Chelsea Football Club. So that is it. What Chelsea side and my planning for Manchester United game and to see how things are going to go on from there. Barcelona are eyeing a central defender, a fullback, and a left winger this summer. It is some common Rashford, Muniaba Pemo, Jonathan Tad, Diaba Pemo, a lot of the fullbacks conversations in Diaba Pemo. Flick wants to go a step further with the Champions League next season. Barca for one is a homogeny. So they will need some extra reinforcement with the kind of quality now but there are no firm candidates, especially with the left winger. So in the beginning of the season, na Abrantia your friend Nico Williams, up in the Spanish media, I'm seeing Nico Williams, and then the next player, Barca Bertolo, to come and play on the left wing. You're very good, very, very good player with a creative ability from outward. But Rafinha seemed to have fitted like a glove, and it will bring in somebody, and yet somebody that wants to command a starting berth, somebody that essentially can play second fiddle. I'll be in your computer, Abrantia, your friend Rafinha. So there are no firm candidates for any of the roles Barca want to reinforce. But previous targets, Marcus Rashford, Nico Williams, Luis Diaz, Omunyano ruled out for team my friend FC Barcelona. So all share players, Mabaya Jumana Hansi Flick taking customary derby photo with Espanyol manager Manolo Gonzalez. Yamiadama on China Hansi the Flick Barca side now. How many Espanyol for them? So we need some match and 3 points now. Then the La Liga wrapped up for Papa and friend Hansi Dita Flick. And in the rant, on China, what we are hearing is that Jules Koundé, all of the injured players in here will travel to Cornella Honor to go and watch the match, and hopefully they can do the lap, when it comes to the win of the Spanish La Liga. So Madrid don't win against Mallorca today. Barca will officially be crowned champions tonight. That is what happens. So Madrid ain't in Shadia. Then the name Barca for the champions. On Bisa Hansi Flick around the players. First off, what I brought here friend Paul Kobasi, and Hansi Flick said he hasn't finished training yet, but he will be able to play tomorrow. Hansi Flick, I haven't decided whether I'll watch Madrid tonight. For us, the important thing is tomorrow's game. Want to be sure, regardless of what happened today, I'll meet my Juma. Today, I've decided that I will not talk about the starting lineup without revealing whether Sergio Stegen will be in goal. I say my future, I don't think it's time to talk about my renewal. I want to spend another year at Barca. I'm very happy here. That's where I want to be in team. And now, Chama, Mundo Deportivo for the better one, almost say Sequida, you stay, Nano Craig, Chancy Flick, and Yadi Obekobia, or Tanabasa, Promorum, Noni Basa Funa, Juma, elongated job, and as Flick Pessoa. I mean, I feel that he believes that he owes them the Champions League in Namiadama maybe next season. Hopefully, he can go in and then go and win the Champions League. As Flick, after these 3 games, we will talk about everything. We will have to focus on tomorrow's game, Sunday's game, and then the following Saturday's game. We are here to win. As Flick said, Ancelotti has done an incredible job at Madrid. He's a gentleman. I wish him the best in his new job, and I'm sure he will find good group. He can continue the successes there I'm talking about Ancelotti away from Mosero Lewandowski. It's fine celebrating Espanyol Stadium. It's not good to think about celebration before the match. We have to fight to win against Espanyol. It's also about respect. After that, we will do the right thing that we have to do. I don't think it's happening with Arao. I don't like what's happening with Arao. We all make mistakes. It happens. I protect my players, and Ronaldo is doing well. We have already discussed these situations with him. I don't think there's an issue with Ronaldo Arao. That's what Hansi Dieter Flick, America, about the players, no? Any preparations for Yami or China game now. It's very, very important for Hansi Dieter Flick and in the Manti, how they want to go in and play their games now. And very, very important. They get things right and they play very, very well. Super staffer. In terms of how they want to play their football, how things are going and stuff like that. Now, very, very, very important with Hansi Flick. Of course, any Manti, how things are going to go on from there. We'll have those discussions. Very, very important part to BBR. According to who.com, was the most chance created from open play in the Premier League. Mohamed Salah, Enzo Fernandez, Enzo Fernandez may lead the list in terms of players who are creating the most chances for open play. Mohamed Salah, Enzo Fernandez, and so on. And these are the guys that are playing, that are creating the most chances in this Premier League in this season. And here we are with updates about with Florian Writz, build for Hijack said, and now about England, the entourage, it wasn't just Man City for Pep and a Florian Writz entourage in Shire. According to Bill, Florian Writz entourage also did meet meet Liverpool 4 players. Now, so breaking destination in England was not Man City's headquarters. Guardiola would have loved to welcome Writz's family there, but there was no appointment or meeting with Writz and his parents. Instead, Writz's family met representatives of Liverpool. I'm sure they met both representatives, both with Man City representatives, and also with players on the other side, team my friend, Liverpool force representatives. So we'll see how things go on from there. I'm sure Liverpool will want a player like Florian Writz and of course Man City also will want to make sure say almost a minimum player, and then they are going to use them for them to come in and get a job. And very, very important in terms of how good things are going on the other side of town in terms of the players like Barca, a friend of Florian Writz. We'll see how things are going to go on from there in terms of the quality and how they are going to play their football. Very, very important over there for themselves. And Leverkusen want to sell a brand friend Florian Writz for almost 100 million. And Leverkusen want to sell a brand the friend Florian Writz for team up, the friend of Man City or maybe Liverpool, any of those teams. Anybody that will get Florian Writz, it's not going to come easy at all for them. Any easy car, that'll be very, very difficult. And of course, Nicolas Jackson, Chelsea for only said there is no punishment for him. They were rather encouraging and hope. So subsequently, right here from Nicolas Jackson is going to get better in terms of how things are going on. See how things are going to go on. Come on. Right here, the friend Nicolas Jackson. Guys, I had a Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. It was the afternoon edition, or I say, and you final edition. It's a bit now. The breaking news: Chelsea, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Manchester United. Everybody getting come on. I say, I mean, I don't know. A channel will come with you. You better share the video for somewhere around 8:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30 a.m. Bruh, naming, come on here, enjoy the analysis now as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Until then, do take care. Don't do what I will do. Bye bye.